I want to bring in Preeti Chaudhary on the latest on this. Preeti, this sort of, in a way, even though India has been step ahead compared to United States of America for a change this time, but this pro-life, pro-choice issue, a woman's decision of if she thinks she's unable to carry, this time in this case, a third child, it should be permitted. How do you think this case is going to be seen with regard to women's rights in general in the country?
You know, one thing, we need to put to rest is that India as a country has the best laws in terms of progressive laws when it comes down to abortion. But, to look at this case, this particular woman who is married approached the court at 24-week one day. The reason she approached the court one day later than what is a permissible limit to abort is primarily she did not know she was pregnant. Lots of questions were raised on why is it that she did not know she was pregnant. This woman has a child who's 1 year old. She's lactating. She has amenorrhea, which is the lack of menstruation. And therefore, also if you're lactating, it serves as a contraceptive of sorts. So this woman never realized she was pregnant. The other thing, in one way, yes, the court and the AIMS, the topmost medical institute in this country can rule that this woman is healthy and the child, the fetus, is healthy. But it raises questions on mental health in this country. This particular woman, Pooja, has tried to take her own life. She's tried to commit suicide because she's depressed. She's clinically depressed. She's on antidepressants for the last 1 year. She has made it very clear that leave alone, she has 2 other children. She says, leave alone my children. I can't even take care of myself. So in that context, it would, this entire case should have been seen interesting.
Yes.
Before it was given to a 3-judge bench or a larger bench. It was with a 2-judge bench. And at that point of time, the abortion for this woman was allowed. She was allowed to terminate her pregnancy a little earlier than 26 weeks. It was only when AIM came back, with a plea through the government suggesting that there is nothing wrong with the fetus. That is when the case was heard again by the 2-judge bench and there was a split verdict. Even at that point of time, one of the judges had made very clear that till the time the fetus is, not unborn, where this the woman and the pregnancy was concerned, she has rights to abort because she is mentally ill. Having said that, because there was a split verdict, it's gone to a larger bench, and now this woman who's mentally ill, number one, who's tried to take her own life because she's depressed, number 2, will now be made to birth this child. So yes, it opens up an entire new
Preeti,
paradigm.
I'm looking at, apart from the whole abortion and termination of pregnancy issue, which India has given a lot of rights to, this is the postpartum depression aspect that's not usually discussed in Indian household. That also surfaces, that a woman clearly stating that she's not ready to take care of a third child, in some way doesn't get that reprieve. Do you see this becoming a bigger debate now, that while we have those rights, even after a while, if the woman realizes she chooses not to have, should be given that option? That's what the courts may want to look at.
The sad part is, Pooja, this is going to be an individual case-by-case basis. Because as you and I speak, the Bombay High Court just, 2 days ago, has allowed the termination of a 25-and-a-half-week pregnancy. The Bombay High Court has also allowed a 26-week pregnancy termination. So it's a case-by-case basis. The sheer fact, and one needs to look at it from that perspective, because number one, this woman is married. If she was unmarried, if she was a victim of sexual abuse, possibly the view of the court would have been very different. And why I say that is because the court, in its observation, has stated this as an argument, to push the pro-life debate forward, or that point forward, when they said she's married, and she is physically fine, therefore she can have that child. So it's a case-by-case basis, but one really does need to look at the fact that this woman might be married, but you're now going to force a woman who's made it clear, she's adamant that she cannot take care of this child. You're going to make her birth a child because you think, the rights of the child are bigger. It's very clear. You've chosen that the rights of the child are more important and bigger than the rights of the woman who right now harbors the child.
And how can we forget, a woman is the primary caretaker, and in at least aspects like this, she needs to be given that decision-making ability, but the laws currently stand as is.